Okay, first one.
My podcast is the Sam Show, by the way.
The Sam Show. Okay,
yes,
good.
That's what
Sam Show. I like. So somebody asked me what is it going to be, and I'm like, I don't know.
We didn't get that far. Sorry, I guess I had to give you the name.
You didn't tell me.
Yeah.
I don't know what this is.
I guess
So
hopefully
no,
it's
it's
not
good.
something that's like big dummies. No. All right.
This is pretty wild, actually.
This is cool.
Yeah, I like it.
I know it's like you look at it and like it looks like nothing, but then we're actually like doing something.
We're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. I like it.
Cool. All right.
I like it.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Here we go.
Here we go.
All right. Howdy, y'all. Welcome to the Sam Show. I'm super excited to have y'all back here with me today. Today, I have a special guest, Paul Kessler with Invision Properties. I actually had the pleasure of working for Paul when I first moved here to Arizona, helping advertise his flips. And so we really got connected early on in my journey as an Arizonian. And since I've moved down here, I've continued to take my own path into real estate. And I'm now a realtor. I'm also looking to start a real estate investment portfolio. And so Paul and I have continued just to stay in touch and connect and have really good conversations. So I'm super stoked to have you on here today.
Thank
you, Paul, for joining me.
Yeah, thank you for inviting me.
Absolutely. So I want the audience to know, who you are, and what you do. So I think this would be a great time just to tell the people, who is Paul Kessler, and as Invision Properties, what role you play, and what was the startup to your company and how this even came about.
Yeah, so, you kind of know, but for everybody, I guess, that's watching or listening. So, I don't know how long of a version you want, but...
The long version.
So, when I first started working at a job, so I went on a mission for my church. I got home, got married, all that kind of stuff, and then I started in technology, and then I was like, you know what, I don't want to go to a cubicle every day.
Yeah, that's
so
totally
I'm like, okay, I don't want to do that, and I quit my job at Intel. I had a pretty good job at Intel. I could go wakeboarding every morning. It was
Very
a good
nice.
job.
Yeah,
it was a good
There
job.
Some leisure around 9 to 5.
Yeah, it was good. Anyway, I quit that, and I came. And I moved to Arizona, and 2 days later, 9/11 happened.
Oh my goodness.
So I'm like, I'll just move to Arizona.
Yeah.
I'll try to find another job, and then I'll figure it out from there. But at least I'm at my home base where I know people.
Right.
So I came here. Well, 9/11 happened. Every single job that I could have possibly gotten just evaporated. There wasn't anything. You were probably tiny when that happened. Anyway, that was. So after that, I was like, okay, what am I going to do? So I just started just doing whatever kind of construction work. My brother-in-law was in it, and I was just doing whatever I could. And then I got to where I was. One of my friends moved back to Brazil, and he's like, hey, if you want, you can just finish all the painting jobs that I have. He's a painter.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, I'll do it.
Okay.
So I took over his crew, and I'm doing that. And then I met another guy, and he's flipping houses. Yeah. And I was like, okay, you want me to paint these houses? He's like, yeah, if you could just paint them. So I painted a few houses for him. And then I started thinking, I'm like, wait a minute, all this other stuff that you guys are doing, just hire me to do it.
Right.
So I asked them, would you guys just hire me to do everything? I'll do it. I'll give you a price. You guys don't have to touch it. And obviously they're like, yeah, okay. So we were doing that for a while.
So some general contracting?
Yeah. I was everything from the flooring to painting to fixing putting new cabinets, whatever.
Yeah.
And then, so after that, I'm doing that for a while. This is 7 years I just covered.
Right. I was about to ask you where we're at in the time.
Yeah, so that's 7 years.
So,
that's 7 years of all kinds of stuff. And then, man, honestly, I feel like I should have picked my direction sooner, but it is what it is. So then I started doing the flips for them.
Yeah.
And they were happy with me. Then the housing bubble popped. And I still remember I went to his office. I was like, what else you got? What else is going on? Because I'm doing pretty good.
Yeah.
What else you got? Nothing. What do you mean?
Yeah, what do you mean nothing?
Yeah. He's like, actually, we are out. We're not doing anymore. We can't get money. We can't refi these. We can't sell them. The housing bubble, we're done. Yeah. He goes, I'm trying not to get foreclosed on by my lender.
Right.
Because he had hard money on all these houses that we had been doing. I was like, okay, this is not good.
Yeah.
And we're literally sitting there just in his office, and he's telling me we're done. The phone rings, and I'm talking like within 5 minutes.
Okay.
And he picks it up, and he's looking at me, and he's like, yeah, he's sitting right here. Okay. Yeah, his name is, give me his name.
How'd you feel in that moment?
And I'm like, what is he saying?
Yeah.
Like, who's he talking to? And he hangs up the phone. He goes, you owe me a steak dinner. And I'm like, what happened?
Yeah.
He goes, that was my hard money lender. He wanted a guy who could take on a bunch of jobs, a bunch of houses, because they foreclosed on all their investors. So they had a bunch of houses just like this one that had been gutted, and then they were not put back.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, so I met with this guy. He goes, can you take on 5 houses at once? And I'm like, yeah.
Eager,
and he was just like, he was like this hard ass dude, like from the oil fields or whatever.
Oh yeah, they're tough.
And I was like, okay, I can do it, you know? So anyway, I did that for a few years. And I was just taking, they had foreclosed on like 40 homes. Wow. So I was just cranking out houses for them. And then,
was it hard during that time to find people to come and start like to lay the floor, paint? Like, it was like everybody was like super eager.
Everybody was hungry because they're coming off of the housing bubble.
Right.
You know what I mean? So there was a time when the housing bubble popped. I got all that. Okay. And then there was also, I was thinking to myself in that same period of time, I'm like, who has the money? Who's spending the money? And the people that were spending the money were the banks. Mm-hmm. Just like this guy who was a hard money lender, he was spending money to fix up all these houses and then rent them out. Yeah. And the banks were foreclosing, and they're like, we got to redo this house, and then we got to put it on the market. So I was doing that kind of stuff too.
Absolutely.
So that's kind of how I got into the flipping game. And then, short story long, that hard money guy also owns a bunch of commercial property in the valley. Okay. And he goes, hey, I want to move out of the Biltmore. I want to build an office. Okay, I can do that. So I built his office. And then from there, it was like, hey, can you build out this suite? Can you do this? Can you work on this shopping center? Can you do a facelift on this shopping center? Yeah. So then it was just boom, 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 boom.
That's really cool. Like, you didn't specifically work for him in the beginning, but he saw value in you from far away. You know, he was just the lender on your deals, and that you were associated with GCing for, and he's like that guy. Like, that's the guy that I want to help turn this around.
Well, what's crazy? Okay, I'll go back a little bit. The last job that I was doing for these guys, Doug and Todd, I was doing this one job for them, and I was out. I still remember I had given a bid for 5 houses for that lender. Yeah. Like, hey, I'll put this house back together for you, this much money. I gave him 5 estimates. I'm shoveling rock. I'm over in Phoenix. It's hot.
Yes.
I'm shoveling rock, and I'm literally just like, okay, like something's gonna happen, because this is the last job that I have. Yeah. And I'm shoveling rock. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna make this happen. I'm gonna make this happen. You know, whatever. And he calls me, and I'm literally like, how am I gonna pay my bills? Mm-hmm. You know, with this bubble popping. And so he calls me on the phone. He goes, hey, we want you to get going on these houses. And I'm like, okay, I got to pay my bills. He calls me, we want you to get going. I said, okay, how much money do you want? Yeah. And I was like, how about 20,000? Yeah. He goes, okay, come pick up your check. And I'm like, I was like, okay, we're good. We are good. Yeah. Like, okay, like just.
It's crazy when it comes in times like that, where if you just like, you maintain that positive mindset.
Totally.
And that, you know, there is fruition on the other side. This is going to work out for me, you know, as long as I keep moving, keep showing up. It's when you become stagnant, sulk, and still is when that's what.
Oh, what you think about, you bring about.
Yeah, you bring about. Yeah.
I'm absolutely. 100% a believer in, I know it sounds crazy or whatever, but I'm a full believer in like manifesting something. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like,
no, I know exactly what you mean. So for my entirety of my life, I never heard the concept of like manifestation before. You know, what you speak about is what you receive. You know, I always was like, oh yeah, the energy I put out is what I get in return. Yeah. And so I always kept an uplifting, positive attitude, a happy, and like that was just me, go lucky person anyways. But there was a portion of my life where I fell in a really poor environment, and I was constantly fighting for the survival aspect of my life. And so everything that I was speaking was a place of survival and not a place of flourishment.
Yeah, not abundance. Yeah.
Abundance. And so it wasn't until 2 years ago, and really this last year, I actually started participating and practicing in vocal affirmations and what I speak about and what I tell my brain and shutting down the negative thoughts. And it's so crazy. I have this like little sticky note in my truck, and I put it right there on the rearview mirror, and it just says, and it has a little saying
your
about
affirmations, your daily affirmations. Yeah.
And
I think you've put them online before.
I've put them online before. And just saying that little thing out there every morning, you know, I've had some things come my way, and I've had some abundance come my way, and I'm like, this, like, and it feels deserving, you know, it doesn't feel like I'm caught off guard by it either, which is really nice and reassuring. And I've also had to revisit and rewire my nervous system to understand that I am deserving of abundance. And so it's been really cool, like, to
so you feel like there's been times where you're like, I don't deserve it, so I don't even want to think that I could do it.
Right. Because I'm a very big believer of, you know, I have to earn it. I have to earn it versus just believing that I already have what it takes without having to have the physical thing also combat with it, and just like knowing like, hey, no, like I deserve this. And then also just poor environment.
I think if you feel like you deserve something, that's fine. It's okay.
Yeah.
Like I think you should have whatever you want, and like I'm still trying to get him. You know?
We all, yeah.
But I think you should have whatever you want in life. But I also think that you have to work for it. So you can say,
100%.
I have the same thing every single morning. I go stand in front of a red light panel and I say my thing over and over and over and over. It sounds crazy, but that's what I do. And
talking to the red lights.
And I just say my affirmations over and over and over. And I say them throughout the day, and I believe that you could say those things and you have to believe them, but then you got to put work. You got to put in work.
Your actions have to match up.
Yeah,
to
you
your
have
words.
to do things. Yeah, you have to do things that match what you're saying. You know, you have to become that person.
Absolutely.
Right?
I agree that. Like, you have to make the actionable efforts to become that person. So whenever what you're repeating finds you, you're not shuffling for it, and you can take it on fully and move with it and move the needle. So
I always like when my kids were growing up, I would tell them, like, if you're really into like a certain kind of car, whatever the car is, pick your car. If you're shopping for it, you're like, I really want this Corvette or this truck or whatever. You're gonna see that thing everywhere you go, because you're dialed into that particular thing, that color, whatever it is, you know. So you're and then you buy that car. Guess what? You see that thing all over the place because you're now aware of it. You're looking for it, and that's what you're saying.
Yeah.
So when you start like, I want this, I want to accomplish this, I want to become this kind of person, you see the opportunities more clearly in front of you because they're actually there.
Right.
You know, and one of the things that I say every day is amazing things happen for me every day. Like that. Life happens for you, not to you. You know, it's the same kind of thing. So I fully believe in that. I fully believe that you have to, your journey, I mean, I'm sounding like an old person, but your journey is becoming who your full potential.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Instead of like, I want to get this or I want to do this, it's like, what kind of person do you have to become to accomplish that thing?
That thing, yeah.
Whatever it is, real estate. So after this whole, you know, house flipping thing for this guy, I wound up with, I'm like, okay, well, that's what I'm going to do. And then I was doing a lot of commercial, which I still do, commercial build outs. I do a ton of that kind. That's like, we have a contracting side that I've been doing. And that's how I met my buddy Nigel.
Yeah.
Because we built his gyms.
Oh, very nice. Okay, I realized you had posted, I saw your story posting Nigel's gym.
Yeah.
And you went over the square footage and everything. And I was like, it made me put two and two together. I was like, Paul built that out. I was like, cool.
Yeah. So we do that. And then after I've been working with him and stuff, we're good friends. And so we do jiu-jitsu together and stuff. And we're just talking. We're like, man, we could do some house flips. We could do this. And that's when we met.
Yep.
Was kind of at the beginning of that when we flipped that one house over there, and you did some videos. You did videos of the other one and stuff like that. What's interesting though is, I don't think you mentioned it, or I don't know if you have before, but I call your best friend, Lexi.
Yeah.
I was talking to her and I was friends with her old boss. And I was like, hey, do you know somebody who'd be a good personal assistant? And and she's like, I know the perfect person. And I talked to you, and I was like, Sam, I don't know if
you're the perfect person.
No, but what I did say, was, it's like, you know what, you're really good. I could tell you're really like, this is what you love. This is what you want to do with the media stuff. I'm like, let's do that.
Right.
So that's where we wound up, like, connecting and you know, doing that stuff for a while. And flipping right now is rough.
Yeah.
You know, like, their margins are small. I mean, there's probably guys out there I know there's guys out there that are really good at, and they're banging out a ton of houses. But it's a lot of people doing it, and the margins are smaller.
Yeah.
You know, and then there's a law that might be passed where you can't even buy a house, a distressed property, if it falls within a certain percentage of value and things like that. Now you can't.
So what would be their plan, though, for these distressed properties? Who can purchase them?
I honestly think it's a bad idea to have this law. I think it's a bad idea too. Because then the people who want to
renovate them,
okay. I mean, if you're the homeowner and you have to sell, or you're going to get foreclosed on, and you can't sell because the law says you can't sell it for too cheap.
Right.
It does protect people, but it also, like, limits people. Like, oh, now I can't sell my house. I guess I have to get foreclosed on. So there's that.
Well, I think that's really cool, like, just to hear the snowball effect, because, like, it's so funny how one thing bleeds into the next.
Yeah.
That's how my social media journey was for me. I started as a content creator, somebody who could care less about social media. Yeah. I didn't even like social media. I didn't even have a social media account. Instagram.
Really?
Yeah. Instagram came out, and for 6 months, my best friend in middle school was just like, she was all on Instagram. She was loving it. And she was like, you need to get on Instagram. You need to get on Instagram. And I'm like, Grace, I really don't care. Like, I just was the country girl that liked to do the tomboy stuff and had zero interest in Instagram. Now, my favorite app was CamWow. I did love the CamWow.
I don't even know what that
is. It had all, like, those stupid, crazy filters. Like, they looked like thermal filters.
Okay, filters, yeah.
And one day she made me an Instagram account and was like, here's your password. And I was like, you're really making me do this? Fine. Because she was like, post pictures, like, we need to be posting pictures. Like, she wanted to share photos and memories of us. So I made the Instagram account, and it was something that you could probably catch 10 posts a year from me, maybe.
Right.
Just posting stuff randomly from middle school all the way to high school. Well, it wasn't until I got into college that we started going out dancing a lot more, country dancing, and I was really big into retro fashion, retro Western vintage fashion. And, like, that was my staple. Like, I love the colored Wranglers. I love the Vans. I love the retro button downs. And so I started to make a lot more friends, and I would just post photos from the weekend on social media. And then all of a sudden I saw this, like, crazy increase of, like, likes and follows. And, oh my gosh, girl, I love your outfit. And I was like, this is crazy.
Okay.
So I was like, okay, but I'm an opportunist. Like, I see opportunity. And so I saw something there. I was like, I started to see what other people were doing, and I noticed, like, more photos of girls in Western fashion was coming on my page. So I was like, okay, so there's something happening here. And I was like, I'm gonna lean into this. I don't know what it is, but I'm gonna lean into this.
How long ago was this?
This was in 2019.
Okay.
Sophomore in college, 2019, 19 years old. This is when it all started for me. And, like, that's not that long ago.
No.
But also, content creator, influencer wasn't even a word or a term back then. And so it's just,
like, barely starting to be something.
Yeah. And I think it's just mind-boggling, like, how that has taken over our entire marketing industry in such a short amount of time.
Well, that got you to the fashion stuff that you've been doing.
And so I leaned into it, and a lot of photographers for boutiques were starting to shoot their product with live models and putting out model calls like, hey, I'm shooting for such and such boutique. I need so-and-so models. So I started showing up at every single photo shoot I could get to. So I was doing 2 to 3 photo shoots a day, a weekend. Crazy. I was traveling because I knew if I wanted to be an image or a reputable personnel in the company, I was going to have to put my face everywhere. How are people going to know me? They're going to have to put my face everywhere. Sure. And I also wanted to create a career for myself out of, like, being that reliable model. Like, you need somebody, you can count on me. Call me. No problem. I'll be there. We'll get what you need done. It'll look good. We'll deliver. And then after that, my friend who also started photography at the same time, her and I, like in 2021, it was after COVID, we hosted our very first retreat together.
Retreat?
Mm-hmm. And so that's how I got into
What is that? What do you mean?
So we put together a retreat where we rented out an Airbnb. This was basically a day retreat, overnight retreat, we'll say, because the girls had the option to stay the night. So in Fort Worth, we rented out an Airbnb.
Oh, okay.
We had a couple of brands buy in to send their product to get it photographed on live models.
Oh,
and then so we had hair and makeup. So the girls would show up, they get their hair and makeup ready. I would style them in their outfits from all of the paying brands that sent product. Then we went to the Stockyards in Fort Worth and we did photos.
Really?
And I would spend time doing like one-on-one modeling coaching. And the brands would get a professionally delivered album. Girls would get photos to share and post. And most importantly, we were making offline connections. And that's what I wanted, was just offline community style connections.
Yeah, that's I never would have thought of that. That's a good idea.
And it was really fun. Like, we had a really good time. And I ended up doing that for like 3 consecutive years. And it ended up branching into where I solely did it myself once I got into photography.
Yeah.
Because I realized I had a passion for, I see people differently and I capture angles differently. And I also want to give the most candid, authentic moment of themselves because I know what it feels like to have somebody take your photo and you're like, I don't look like that. And then you just feel like, you feel shitty about yourself. Like,
I don't know what that's like, but I get it.
Yeah.
I get it.
You leave the house and like, you feel so good and you're like, hey, you ask your boyfriend to take a photo for you. And you're like, yeah. And you just struggle and battle the rest of the night. You're like, do I really look like that? And it's like, no, you don't look like that. You just don't know how to take a photo of you. And so just to be able to offer, like, my tagline used to be like, your new profile pic photographer. And it was crazy. A lot of people I shot, my photos were their profile pictures.
For real?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
So yeah,
so you got the fashion, then the photography,
the retreats,
and now the social media.
Social media is a big part of it, and then big. The Native American Jewelry Company that I've worked for alongside, starting in 2019.
Yep.
I did a podcast for a little bit. I called Keeping It Retro because Retro Amiga was my handle. So Keeping It Retro.
Okay.
That was the podcast for a little while. And I had an online boutique, e-commerce, where I sold Native American jewelry to begin with. Then I moved into my own graphic tees.
You did t-shirts too?
I did.
Okay.
I hired a graphic designer.
This is all stuff I didn't know about you. Okay, that's good.
So, and then I started selling vintage Western wear, and then I started buying wholesale and selling boutique style clothing. And then when I got my Texas real estate license in 2023, I was like, all right, girl, pick and choose. So
you got to do something.
Yeah. So the e-commerce was really just like a hobby because I could never give it as much time as it needed to be successful. So I decided to shut down the store.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. See, I didn't even know you did that. When I met you, it was like, okay, she's doing social media. She's doing like content creation for yourself, obviously with the fashion, the clothing company, and then also like for other people too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know that. I didn't know you did the retreats or any of that stuff. Yep. I just found something out.
Definitely goes deeper than that.
Yeah.
I know. I laugh. I'm like, I'm on my second life. I like to say,
I feel like you're doing good though with the real estate's like a good direction for you because you already have you have a lot of good social media already. Like people follow you, and I feel like you're super authentic, and so that comes through. I feel like it does. I mean, because I know you a little bit, so I feel like since I know you, and then I see things that you put out there, I'm like, that's her.
Thank you.
That's how you actually are. You're being real, and then you're doing real estate, which I feel like there's most real estate agents. Most real estate agents, like I follow that. Did we talk about this before? The 80-20 rule?
Yes, we did.
Okay, so 20% of the people do 80% of the work, 80% of the people do the other 20%. You're the 20%, where it's like you could be one of those the top people in real estate because you have like you're trustworthy, you know what I mean? Like it's authenticity, I don't know. To me, that's huge. It's huge.
You have to lead your business and everything you do in life with integrity and authenticity.
Yeah, you have to.
And if you don't do that, then you're constantly just going to be fighting with yourself. You're going to be scrambling. You're wondering why nobody wants to work for me and why are these things not working out. But if you lead with integrity and authenticity and for me, like, I've always seen myself as a leadership role. And like with the retreats, I led these girls, I hosted these girls, I mentored these girls. And so that's where my heart's at, is just to be able to lead people into a brighter direction and future. And so you have to lead with integrity and authenticity, because if you don't, like you said, there's no credibility, there's no trust. And people just think you're full of shit, because you are full of shit.
Yeah, totally. Well, if you ask most people, every single one of them already knows a realtor.
Yeah, yep.
Almost everybody already knows a realtor. Yeah. Oh, I'm just going to use my brother-in-law or this guy or that guy. I read a thing the other day, though. 70% of licensed realtors didn't even use their license. Like, that's just the numbers.
Absolutely.
For realtors. Yeah. Like last year. So think about it. 70% did nothing. The other 10% didn't do very much. And then you've got that's your 80.
Right.
And then you've got your 20%. Those are the ones who did everything. And then you have the top of that, which is, I don't remember what the numbers were. There was like 5% did. I don't remember. I don't want to say the wrong numbers. Right, but 5% of the realtors did a majority of the real estate transactions. So, those people are like real pro. How hard is it to call someone back?
No, I know.
You know what I mean? How hard is it to be nice to people?
To be nice to people.
Like show up when you say, and like do a little homework for your customer.
Value your word.
Yeah.
I think that's huge. And like also move in a way that it's a reputation of your business, and it's a reputation of you, and it's a reputation of your circle. And
well, that's what people, when you go to sell something, they're really buying you. I mean, if they love the house,
100%.
If they love the house, but before they ever see the house, they gotta be like, okay, Sam's the one who's gonna, I trust her to give me the best price, negotiate for me, or find me a good deal. Like, I like her taste. I like whatever it is, that if you're relatable to them, I feel like, you could be it's not that hard to be in the top 20%.
It's definitely not. I had a car salesman the other day when we were visiting. He was in a marketing field for a really long time, did marketing for Domino's and other big places. And we were just BSing about everything that goes on. And he said these 3 words to me, and it simplified the concept of what a real life transaction led by relationship is. And he's like, people buy people.
Totally.
Like, no matter what service industry you're in, people buy
That's
people.
a good way to say it.
And I think that's a really great way to say it. Like, it made it click for me in a lot of ways. Like, people buy people. I love that. I think it's really great. And the other day I was fussing with myself over something, like, because there's this, I so badly dream of owning a live music venue and a bar, because I love to dance and I love to offer people a place to go out, to be happy, to escape, to enjoy their families, to do something fun, and I love live music, and I'm a big advocate for live music.
Is good.
And so I would just love to have a live music venue one day, and I'm like, dang, like, just thinking like, everybody's gonna have a live music venue, everybody's already doing this, blah blah. And then so I thought about it, and then I was like, we're gonna dissolve the negative self-talk. I was like, because at the end of the day, if I create something authentic and unique enough, people will come.
Totally.
Like, people
absolutely.
will come. Like, there's no timeline to anything. Like, there's always the right
time
to start. 26.
Yeah, you got plenty of time. I mean, it's not going to happen overnight, but it's like you just baby steps in that direction.
Yeah, absolutely. You know what I mean? And I just like, I'm always moving the finish line, always moving the needle. So I try to keep myself in realistic boundaries, and starting to learn to give myself like more grace. And it's so easy nowadays online, especially for a young person, in my opinion, who has constant access to social media, and social media is curated for the highlight reel of all of the highlights that somebody is doing. And so most of the time what you see is like their very best, right? The very best.
Which I guess it's awesome. Okay, but if you start comparing yourself to that, that's the problem.
That's when it becomes a problem, is you start comparing yourself, and you're like, gosh, I want to be there. They're already there. They're doing what I'm doing. And what they're not sharing or telling you is that, so say they're a pro fighter, okay? Well, their dad was a pro fighter. So when they were 2, their dad was putting the gloves on with them. And so they've been doing this actively for many and many and many of years, but all you see is the world titles, the championships.
Right. Oh, nothing ever happens overnight.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Nothing.
And so I just think it's super easy, like for one thing to just be conscious of as a young adult, and anybody like wanting to chase or move into something, is not to psych yourself out because you think somebody is already in that position doing it. Like the comparison is a thief of joy.
Oh, totally.
In every aspect. No matter which way you try and spin it, like it'll always be a thief of joy. And so I just
the only person you really ought to compete with is
yourself. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I seen a lot of. I used to think that too. I used to, like, a long time ago, I would think like, oh man, that guy was able to do that or this. But if you start to look at it, I have friends who've done really, really well, and they are grinding away for years. And then all of a sudden it's like, wow, man, they just overnight success. No.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like if you actually truly find out, most of them are like, man, I struggle. I had this struggle, struggle. I had this problem. You know, these people left me. I got sued, whatever, all these things that could happen. And then like, that's where it's like, you have to become that type of person that's going to have that level of growth or success or whatever the thing is that you're trying to reach. And it just doesn't. So that's another thing too. Like if you start looking at social media and you're comparing yourself, man, I sound like a dad. It sounds like I'm talking to my kid. You could feel alone. Like, I'm the only one I'm no good at this. Like, I didn't do it. Look, that guy did. I still can't figure it out. Whatever. If you start doing that, man, you're just gonna beat yourself up.
You're just gonna beat yourself in the ground.
And then it's no good. Like, how are you gonna move forward with that attitude?
Yeah, and you can't move forward with that attitude. It's like resilience and consistency. That's how you go places.
Yeah. I mean, my kids know this, but like, I don't even know. I don't know what the word quit is. I don't
It's not my
I don't believe in it. I don't believe in it, because if I did, I wouldn't be anywhere near where I'm at. So when this whole bubble thing happened in 2000, there was a .com bubble, and I saw that coming. That's when I left. So all these websites, all these .coms were they got really big, got a lot of money, and then all of a sudden, all the money just dried up, and all these big, huge .com companies, kind of the bubble popped. So there was a technology bubble. So anyway, that happened, and that's when I left my tech job, and I moved down, and then 9/11 happened 2 days later. So all that stuff happened, and then I moved here, and I was like, oh man, what am I going to do? And I had I had my dreams, like, oh, if I could only do this and this and this, if I could just do these things, I'd be so happy. I'd be set for life,
Right.
Like, oh, if I could just have my one live music venue, if I could just build this house and live, have this car or whatever the thing is, your ideal picture of what you want. So I had all that in my mind. And then the other day it was probably like a year ago. So I built the house. I basically got to where I thought was my dream. Yeah. I got there. And and the other day I realized I'm literally living
my dream.
Like the dream that I had 20 years ago or whatever it was. Like, I'm literally living it already, like today. But I didn't realize it because I'm always like, what now? What next? Yeah. I'm always like, what's the next level? What's the next thing? What can I do? What can I do now? Yeah, because there isn't one.
There's not one.
There's no finish line. But and I figured that out along the way, but I also, this is the other thing we haven't talked about, which I know you totally believe in too, is you have to have gratitude. So my wife, she would say, like, how could you say both of these in the same sentence? But I do believe this. So I'm always grateful for everything, like all the things that I have, and all my family, everything like that. I'm super grateful. But then I'm also never satisfied with where I'm at, because I know I can do more. Yeah. You know what I mean? Just imagine, like, if you get to a certain point, like, okay, I'm done. I'm just gonna.
You're just content.
Like, I just can't do that. I know people. And I don't know how they do it. I know people that'll go to a 9-to-5, and they've been going to the same 9-to-5 for years, working for somebody, and they're cool with that. Yeah. And I mean, that's just how they're built. Yeah. I'm not built like that. Right. I can't do it. So I was like, So the whole flipping thing, we did the flips. I'm saying, I know there might be flippers out there like, oh man, he's saying it's all hard to flip houses. I'm doing it every day. I freaking love it. It's great for me. That's fine. Good for you.
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah.
Because I don't want those tiny little margins. I like home runs.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So I saw this house the other day. I think I told you about it. I saw this house. This guy bought this house for $445,000. Okay. Really nice neighborhood. Flipped it in 2 months. And I'm talking, it was like a hoarder house. It was trashed.
Yeah.
Flipped it in 2 months. Done. Put it on the market. First day, $725, I think. Mm-hmm. I don't know how much he spent.
Yeah.
And he had 3 offers first day. And I sent it to one of my friends. I'm like, this is what I'm talking about.
Right.
When I say I want to flip a house, that's what I want. So can you get that every day? No.
Yeah.
Like those are like, rainbow deals. Like, they're just super rare.
A pot of gold at the end.
Yeah.
Rainbow.
Yeah, they are. They're really rare. They're hard to find. So anyway, I would jump on that type of a deal. But instead, right now, I'm like, you know what? You can do. It takes a little bit of time, and it's a little more work. It's more paperwork and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. But which we've talked about this is building like multifamily.
Yeah.
Because we're building some multifamily now in that neighborhood, in the same neighborhood. You could not sell the house with the same square footage as the duplex for nearly as much money. So the house you could probably get 4, maybe 4 if it's really nice, big enough, which those lots aren't that big. And it's not a great area, so no one's going to pay you a premium.
Right.
So we're building a 2,600 square foot duplex.
Very nice.
So $1,250 per side. Yeah. And then we're going to sell that. So right now in that same area, you've got comps for those for $540 to $570.
Okay.
You couldn't sell the house with the same square footage for that. Mm-mm. Ain't no way. So a 2,600 square foot house, I built a 1,900 square foot house in another area that wasn't great, but the lot was good. And we sold it for $525.
Okay.
That was 1,900 square feet. This duplex is 2,600 square feet. And I guarantee, you just couldn't do it in today's market. There's so many houses like for sale right now, like the competition.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's totally saturated.
Inventories.
So the duplexes, which you were saying, that's a good idea. You can keep them and rent them out, or you could sell them and you can make pretty good profit.
Right.
The numbers are really good. Either way, like your exit could be I sell it, or your exit could be I rent it, I refi it.
Yeah.
Pull money back out if you want, whatever you want to do. But it's just, to me, that's the direction that we're taking, because it's like these are, as a matter of fact, I got a text this morning about a multifamily lot. I was going to tell you we should talk about after.
We'll have to hash that out,
because it's in Phoenix, but you could put a 4-plex, I think.
Okay, yeah.
So even better.
And
4
even
units.
better.
4 units.
Even better.
So that's interesting, But that's
so when you started
that's what
looking, like observing what was taking place in the market, there's a lot of houses that are on the market right now, sitting on the market for, I think I read the average is like 90.
I don't know what it is.
90 days.
But yeah, I'm sure.
We're in like 90 days. And so there's a lot. The inventory is really high. Our demand is teetering. We're still in that buyer's market. A lot of our outskirt cities are still in our buyers, and then our inner, we're getting a little closer to a balance and a seller's there. But observing the market, you're like, okay, this buying a single family residential, renovating, flipping, probably not my best move right now.
That depends on who you are. I know guys who are doing it, like they'll take on the deals, they'll get them, and maybe they make 50 grand. I don't know because I don't talk to a ton of flippers, but I'm just saying, I don't see those numbers. Like I've shown you that spreadsheet, that calculator that we built and everything. And you can, it looks like you would make $80,000-$90,000, but then unless you're all cash, which you could do, you could make a little more because you're not paying interest on hard money, but you're also risking all your own money.
Yep.
So it depends on what you want to do. But I'm just like, it's not worth. If you risk all your own money, then you've got quite a bit of cash out.
That's
and if
tied
that,
up
and you can't do anything else with it, and then you're going to make
moves.
25 grand or 30 grand. And like I said, I know there's guys who have a system, they do it better than me. Like, I think do your thing. If you're good at it, you should do that.
Right.
I'm not saying don't do it or do it. I'm just saying for me, that's not what I want to do.
Yeah.
Plus, I like building new stuff. It's kind of fun.
Yeah, absolutely. I definitely like there's an art, there's a creative aspect that comes into building new stuff, and it's I
get super stoked walking through a house. Like, so when you get the concrete, I'm like, but when it's all framed and you can walk through it, it's like, okay,
here we go.
This is fun. I like it. I like it. It's fun. So that's one of the reasons. Like, somewhere in that story that I was telling you, I can't remember. Somewhere in there, I got my general contractor's license like 20 something years ago.
Nice.
And so I just, build stuff and,
started as a GC, building stuff out.
Yeah. I started as a painting company. I had 15 guys. 15 guys. Wow. So before that whole bubble, before the 07 bubble, I was working for a custom home builder, and we were painting all their custom homes. When the bubble popped, nobody could qualify for a loan anymore. No more custom homes to paint. Right. That's when I was like, ew.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're telling me I need to go a different direction.
Yeah. And I mean, I did. And like I said, it totally worked out because I'm like flipping houses for this. And then God was just like, okay, here you go.
Yep.
Because honestly, like, this guy's telling me, hey, we're done. Like, we're out. We don't have nothing else to do. And I'm like, oh, okay, great. I got all my eggs in this basket. Like, I'm screwed.
Yep.
And like, not even the same meeting, the dude calls him, and boom, it's like off to the races, next phase. Like, let's go.
Yeah, that's just really such a testament. I commented this on another girl's post the other day as she was mentioning just having the resilience and strength through God to sign up for this, I think, like Hyrox, this big fitness thing that's been happening, taking place. And she signed up with zero training. And like in the beginning, after the first lap, she's like, I can't do this. And her husband was like, no, you can do this. And she finished it. And, related it back to her, faith in the Lord. And I was like, all God needs you to do is move. And then he will provide.
Yeah, I feel like first you gotta be a kind of a believer to move in the first place, right? Like that
goes to say with that
he's not going to give it to you if you don't try.
If you don't try, if you don't trust, if you don't faith, if you don't believe. And there's all seasons in your life will have your ups and your downs, but it's like believing that he will provide and keep moving.
Because how would you say it? If you're just going to stand still and hope he's going to bring it to you, no. Like, you got to go as far as you could go.
Keep showing up.
Keep showing up. And then the universe, whatever you want to call it, like, you'll get yours. Yeah. Because if you keep moving, you can't lose.
Right, absolutely.
If you keep going,
energy. And so if you're constantly moving and pushing out energy, you will attract. Yeah,
well, honestly, this is so crazy because you're like, hey, would you want to do a podcast? I'm like, no. Like, I don't. But I mean, we're just talking about all this stuff that that we're interested in or whatever. And I would say this is, for me, just doing this right here for me is like, okay, I'm just gonna do it. Because do I want to do it? No. Do I want to talk to you? Yeah. Because we can have interesting conversation. But like, to record it and everything, like, I was like, why would I do that? But honestly, to me, it's just like, let's see where it goes. Like we were just talking about before we started. Like, let's just do it. Like, it is what it is.
Put it out there and see where it goes. Yeah. And that, like you just have to do it. You just have to move. You have to be willing to move.
Yeah. And I mean, this is me moving right now. This is me moving.
I'm right here. I showed up.
The other thing that I was thinking about too, which I think is really important, which I said something about gratitude, but I feel like, you gotta. Have you ever seen what's that show? Oh, The Office. I think it's The Office, where the guy. I didn't really the Steve Carell part of The Office. I love.
You can't lean on me for any TV show.
Okay.
I'm the worst.
So there's a show called The Office. It was kind of popular. I didn't watch it when it was out, but I've seen some. Anyway, there's a a guy, there's a part in there where I don't remember the exact quote, but he says something like, he says, I wish there was a way you could tell when you were living in the good old days so that you could enjoy them more, or something like that, right?
Well, it's like you don't know what you have till it's gone. You don't appreciate it.
Yeah, exactly. And to me, like, that's, if you think about it, because if you look back, you're like, man, I loved it when I was doing those retreats. Like, that was the good old days. Like, you know, like the nostalgia of that thing. But today is also that day. Like, every single day is that day. Like, amazing things happen for you every single day. And like, you only got this day for whatever you're doing.
Right. And
like, doing this podcast today, like, I mean, who knows? You know what I mean? Like, today's like, one of the, like, it's a day. That's what it is. It's like the good old day someday.
We'll look back on this day where I had this singular mic and my iPhone recording this podcast. Yeah. But it's so true. I love that perspective, because it really puts it into perspective. Just like continuing to move with gratitude. Yeah, totally. And my mom, one time, she was like, gosh, you know, like, made a comment like, I always want my picture like taken. I was like, Mom, I'll never be, we'll use today's date, I'll never be 26 on February 2nd or February 4th, 2026 ever again. Yeah. Ever again. Never. And it's like, you know, really want to savor and nurture and appreciate that in this moment. Totally. Yep. Yeah,
I absolutely agree. I feel like, I don't know. I mean, it's okay. You want to hear something kind of crazy that we could go on a rabbit hole, but before, so like 5 years ago, I'm kind of nuts about jiu-jitsu. I love jiu-jitsu. So it's, you know, it's like grappling, wrestling, whatever.
I just went to my first Muay Thai class yesterday.
Okay. Yeah. It's kind of like that. So you're wrestling with these people, right? And you're like, you know, you're trying to choke each other and everything. And I just love it. I don't know why, but I do. And you meet the best people there, because you cannot have an ego, especially like somebody like me. I'm 250 freaking pounds. And I walk in there and somebody half my size can like fold me and just mess me up, you know? I can't keep up with them. Right. When I first started, it was like, I could not keep up with these people. Yeah. Okay. So you can't have an ego, because it'll get completely crushed day one. Absolutely. We've seen people just like, they can't take it. They literally never come back. Yeah. Because they get choked out one time by a girl and they're like, I can't do it. I can't take the blow to the ego. Yeah. But I also, since doing jiu-jitsu, I don't know if it's jiu-jitsu or maybe it's just where I'm at or whatever, but I'm all into like, how the vibe of something is. Mm-hmm. Because before that, I was like, I never really said the word vibe. I never really like, maybe it's because I had a daughter too. I have a daughter now. Like,
it's a vibe.
And she's, you know, so I have a daughter. It's different. Like, my boys were, I was like, I was kind of hard on my kids to turn them into men. Right. You know, and they all turned out really good. They're freaking awesome. I have awesome kids. And then my daughter, she's 10. So now it's more about feelings and the vibe and all. Like, with girls, it's different, emotional, you know. And so that's another thing. It's like, you're out looking, you're trying to like do stuff that has like a good vibe to it. Yeah. I know that's kind of your language anyways. I feel like.
Yeah, that's definitely my language, is like, I like to say this all the time. No plans, just vibes. Okay. Yeah, I just like, I move with the vibes. I move with the feeling. And especially when I moved down here to Arizona, I just told myself, like, pay attention to how you feel. Be conscious of how I feel. When I moved into the relationship with Grayson, and Grayson started reaching out to me to hang out, I was like, ugh, like another boy, bummer. But then I was like, you know what? You know, just pay attention to how you feel. See what happens. You could use a friend, and I think scored the love of my life.
I was gonna say, I think that like that pair is like it's a good pair.
Yeah. No, I'm definitely very grateful. Good pair. It's really cool how it worked out. It's a good pair.
Yeah, I haven't seen Grayson in a long time, and then we were at Lake Powell. You guys were at Lake Powell. Like, is that Grayson?
Wait a minute.
Oh, this is awesome. Okay, I'm stoked. Yeah. This is really cool. That's cool. So, and then there's something about just remembering, like, okay, like today, I don't know, just gratitude, just the whole gratitude thing, you know? I know we're talking about real estate, but I feel like this definitely like coincides with
how you show up in anything, and how we will show up in real estate. So it really is cohesive with where we're moving. And I do agree that there's like this weird threshold you have to cross, how you can have gratitude and desire for more in the same
time, in the same space.
Yeah. I know that both are true.
I believe that.
Yeah.
And I think too, if you were to look at, like, let's say 5 years ago for you, like, man, I wish I could do this and have this and blah, blah, blah. Like, you got
looking
you
back,
and Grayson together, great relationship, right? Like, great direction.
Absolutely.
You got your real estate license.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of realtors out there. I don't know how they got their license, but you passed the test.
I did.
That's huge.
Yeah.
I know it's hard because I've seen my wife pass the test. It's not an easy test to pass.
It's not an easy test, but
a lot of guys try to do it. They can't do it. So that's a bar right there that you've already, gone over that level. And then, so you could look at it like 5 years ago, maybe you had some dreams like, man, I wish I could do this and this and this.
But it's like looking back
Don't
5 years
forget,
ago for me now, it's like, that's exactly where I wanted to be. I was doing the things I wanted to do in that moment that were attractive to me, and I was doing them, I was living them, and I was exactly where I want to be. Like, obviously there's certain things I would change, like my relationship status, the environment I was putting myself in, but like looking back on those things, I don't regret anything I ever did.
Yeah, it's good.
Just because I'm like, that's where I wanted to be in that moment. That's where I was choosing to be in that moment. So I'm gonna look back and love myself.
You just learn from it.
And learn from it. Like, just move with the positive. And then I know a lot more of what I don't want. But that's great. I would have never known what I don't want if I didn't go through those things.
You literally just
live and you learn. You live and you learn.
That's it. Yeah. That's it. I've been doing it I just turned 54. I've been doing it for 54 years. Like, I mean, not every time, I feel like you're way past where I was when I was 26. I was like, man, what am I doing?
Yeah.
But, still, like, everything that happened for me, you could say back in some of these things would happen. I'm like, why does this happen to me? Like, why do I have to do, why do I have to deal? But honestly, that's what helps. If you overcome it and you don't quit, you can't lose, So today you're probably living your dream. Like, this is your dream.
It's my dream.
And you know what I mean? If you're trying, then you're like, I have to stop and man, I can't believe I'm going to be doing this. I'm working on this. I'm working on that. Like, opportunities that I would have been like, man, I wish I could do this one day. I'm literally doing a lot of those things. And you have to remember, all that stuff, that's what you wanted. This is what you wanted. Right. Don't forget, you got what you wanted. So don't complain when it's a problem, what's the thing you see it on? I see it on social media. My algorithm feeds me all kinds of stuff something about.
It's like, what a privilege to be
busy doing the work that you prayed for.
Yeah, or busy doing the things you prayed for. Yeah,
something like that.
Which is very, very true. Very true.
Yeah.
Well, freaking cool. I love that our real estate conversation also went down the path of a really deep conversation. But I think it's we definitely had a conversation that I know a lot of people are going to get a lot of value out of.
I hope so. Yeah. I hope they do.
Pretty good about it. Yeah.
I hope they do. But if they don't, me and you did.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? It's a good conversation to have. But it's good for me, honestly. I like to say it out loud because I need to remind myself. I post on social media.
Right.
And I post something almost every day. And honestly, I'm not even really posting it for everybody else. It's more of hey, to remind myself, hey, you could do more. You could be better. You know what I mean? Yeah. I'm just reminding myself
for me, it's a
or whatever.
Diary, a timeline, something I get to look back on, something I get to reference. Yeah. And to go with all that, my mom said something to me the other day as I had called her after my community event and spoke to her about how a lady there had asked me to mentor her. She's interested in getting a real estate license. So I was really caught off guard. I was like, but absolutely, I'm in the position she wants to be in. Yeah. And so I can mentor her to get there. And then once she gets there, we can continue to work on this together. And at one point she passes me, great. I'm your cheerleader for you. But I, a lot of people, imposter syndrome.
Oh, I knew you were going to say that.
Yeah. The whole imposter syndrome concept. And I was like, no, I'm totally capable of doing that. And then my mom said, you retain 20% of what you read, 40% of what you write, 60% of what you speak, and 80% of what you teach.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Well, I mean, that's probably
like,
true.
Yeah. And so it's like once she like put it in that way and I put it on a reflection of my own life, I was like, that is so true. It's like, I know when I speak about things, every time I speak about it a little more intelligently, a little more confidently, a little more knowingly. And
I think most top performers have imposter syndrome, honestly.
100%.
And I wouldn't want to pat myself on the back and say I'm a top performer, but I always feel like I'm like, man, I just don't know if I should be like, I can't believe like I'm the guy they're asking this question to, But I mean, I am though. All it takes is go out in the world and see how other people are doing. You're like, actually, I'm doing okay.
It's like, actually, I'm right where I'm supposed to be. I'm doing pretty good.
I'm doing pretty
Honestly,
good.
That's how I feel when I go to the airport.
Yeah.
If you
The
want to feel good about
airport.
yourself,
Yeah. I know. I'm just saying. I mean, I don't like to pat myself on the back, but it's true though. Like you have to believe in yourself.
You really do. Like self-belief is. You just can't operate without it.
Yeah, no, not
well. Not well, and like freely.
Yeah.
You'll constantly be second guessing yourself, cutting yourself down, having the imposter syndrome like seep in.
It's hard enough. It's hard enough anyways.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
If you can do anything for yourself, believe in yourself.
Yeah. That's a good start.
Yeah.
It's a good start.
Well, awesome. So thank you so much. If there's any one-off advice or if anybody gave you any advice when you first started home flipping, what would you share?
Home flipping or anything, it's probably I just don't have no quit.
Yeah.
I don't know what that means. I don't quit. That's my advice.
I love that. So not quitting, is that something that, you saw your parents never quit, or something as a child growing up, you recognized in yourself early on that you always had the tenacity to keep going and quit wasn't in your vocabulary?
I mean, have you ever tried to quit before? Have you? I mean, because if you try to quit, okay, I quit.
Yeah.
What happens? Nothing. Like if you just sat down, like I give up. How long you think you could sit there in give up state before you're like, I can't do it. I got to do something. I couldn't tell you where it came from, but I've tried to be like, I'm just not gonna. And then I sit and I'm just like, I can't. It's just
gotta be
not.
Doing something. Gotta go.
It's just how I am. I don't even.
You're hardwired.
Yeah, I'm just wired that way. Like I don't know how to do it. I don't know how to do that. I don't know why. It's just not me. I just don't settle.
That's so fair. I'm the same way. Like I'm a busybody. I keep moving. I cannot work at my house because if I see laundry and stuff, I'm like, oh, gotta do that. Like I'm always doing something. Like sit and to be still. And that has its positives, but also can come with its negatives of just like not being able to rest and sit still. But like just same thing. Like I can't quit. Like that's not an option. And it never was an option. Like it's just
not. You can't grow if you quit.
Not there, yeah.
I mean, I don't even know how to define it, to be honest, because like you could just like, I'm just okay with, in my perspective, like I'm just okay with my 9 to 5. Like I give up. I'm not gonna chase my dream no more. And I don't know. That would to me would be quitting.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or I don't know. But I don't know how to do it.
I think that's, I love that. Just don't quit. Don't quit.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys for tuning into the Sam Show. I hope you really enjoyed today's episode. It was a pleasure to speak with you, Paul. I really enjoyed our conversation. It was real estate. It was deep. It was everything it should have been. It was
good.
Authentic and it flowed. So if you guys like what you heard, saw today, just please leave a comment. We're open to any recommendations and we look forward to seeing you guys on the next episode.
See ya.